because the King will return to public life. We think he's going to carry out some duties tomorrow.
Wow. And with just a week to go before Prince Harry visits the UK to mark the 10th anniversary of the Invictus Games, could the family see a reunion? Ingrid Stewart, Editor-in-Chief of Majesty Magazine, joins us now. Good morning, Ingrid. Lovely to see you. Sometimes with feuding families, it takes an unexpected and potentially life-changing event to bring them together. Are we going to see that now?
I don't think we're going to see William and Harry together, but I do think that King Charles will make an effort to see his son. He'll want to see him. They'll both be in London at the same time, I believe, because it's the Prime Minister's meeting. So there is no real reason why Harry shouldn't see his father. But, you know, for William, it's a bit different. So maybe they'll get together, but I would only be guessing. And my guess is that they probably won't.
Invictus Games, Ingrid, it has been a great triumph for Prince Harry. We shouldn't take that away from him. It'll be fascinating because he's going to be at that service, I think, at St Paul's next week to mark the 10th anniversary of Invictus Games. Will it be odd if there is no other member of the royal family there? Because that's what I'm hearing. There'll be no royals there at all apart from Harry.
I also heard the same thing. I gather that the actor Damon Lewis is actually reading the poem Invictus. And I think that Harry will probably want to, you know, to take the main stage himself. This is his baby, as if it were, and it's something he's worked at very hard, and perhaps one could say one of his few successes. So I think he will want to claim the high ground.
And King Charles coming back to work. This is great news, and probably, I think, maybe a little sooner than we expected.
Yes, I mean, obviously none of us are oncologists. We don't know the ins and outs of what's wrong with him. But he, you know, as far as everyone's concerned, he's been raring to go. He's been held back from going out and about. And now he finally will be able to. But obviously his doctors are going to keep a very careful eye on him.
He's and they're still talking, Ingrid, at the palace that later in the year he will be going to Australia for an official visit with Queen Camilla. That would be pretty arduous if he's still having treatment.
Yes, I mean, it's because there's the government heads of government meeting in Samoa as well, and he was going to tie the both in. I think that is entirely dependent on how he is, and you know, as we know, we've heard so much about it. It's different for everyone, so we can't double guess how he's going to be yet. I think it's by later in the year. Yeah. We hope he doesn't overdo it too much now.
There was some polling over the weekend, Ingrid, wasn't there, about how the Princess of Wales remains incredibly popular with the public still.
Oh, yes. I mean, she's always going to. And I think people are, you know, I think there's a huge groundswell of sympathy for her being the mother of 3 children, you know, having a very high pressure job and yet, you know, having to keep it completely in the background. And I think, you know, when we do eventually see her, I mean, again, we don't know when we're going to. It may not be till later in the year, but it doesn't diminish her popularity one tiny bit.
And what of Meghan? Do I read that she's off to Africa or something to get in touch with her colonial roots?
Yes, she's going to. Well, apparently, she's going to Nigeria with Harry. They've been invited there. Because when she did her sort of DNA test, she discovered she was 43%, I think, Nigerian. So she wants to discover her roots. You're absolutely right. And so they're going on a trip together.
Do you think there's any chance she might stay there?
She's just like a parody of a narcissist.
I know you're hopeful, Andrew. I know you're hopeful, but I don't think so. No.
Sadly.
She's just like the ultimate narcissist. If you had to write a character, and what would they do? I know what they'd do. They would look at their own DNA. They'd work out where they were from. They'd go back and look into their history. I mean, it's always about her. Presumably there's a Netflix documentary going to be attached to this, sure. Is there, Ingrid?
Oh, definitely. I can't imagine that they would actually want to travel all that way without a TV crew with them.
Yeah, very true. All right, thank you so much.